Welcome racers, this is Badgerman, and today I asked myself the question, which is actually the best car to use at Daytona Daily Race C? 7 times fuel, 15 times tire wear. The fuel plays a huge role in this. Tire wear not so much, even though it's higher, it doesn't actually matter that much. So I decided to jump into the Mazda RX Vision Group 3. I used the Audi yesterday. If you want to check out that video, that will be in the top right corner right now to click. It was a fun one. Go and watch it. But Mazda RX Vision, it is a beast on fuel saving. It is ridiculous. And you will hear my conclusion at the end. But we start in P3 here. And I decided what I wanted to do with this thing is want to see how far can it go with just full power. Obviously, at the start of the race, we're going to go chill, but then the moment the green flag drops and we're actually starting this race, we're going to be in 1 on fuel mix, and we're going to stay in 1 for the rest of the race. There's no fuel saving involved whatsoever. Now, I'm also going to tell you this. If you can short shift this thing, if you use manual gearbox, which I don't, I have to admit, if you do, you can save so much fuel and not lose basically any time. It's ridiculous. The amount of fuel I'm not saving here simply by revving this thing out in every gear because I have to, because I'm using automatic gears, is insane. I'm losing so much fuel from that. But here we are, we're already going through because not much happened the first couple of laps, so you see the gaps stay roughly the same, 1.3, 1.4, but as we are about to start lap 5, something weird's gonna happen. So here we are. Pay attention to P1 and P2, the Italian Duke and the Spaniard Robot Soul. Well, they switch positions. Okay. So far, nothing weird. Good overtake into turn 1. But look ahead what the Italian is doing. I don't even know. I don't even know. I have no idea what he's doing there. Also, weeb livery. Nothing wrong with watching anime, but I mean, that's a bit wild for a livery. Granted, mine isn't super spectacular, but, you know, that one is a bit of an eye-catcher, let's call it that. But, yeah, I wasn't sure whether I can overtake him or not, so I was like, you know, I'm going to stay behind. And he then picked up the pace again, so, you know, not much happened, but we lost the touch to P1, and that's important. We are going to pit at the end of this lap, and we are not going to change the tires, because I was in P3, I wanted the lead, so we're not even going to change the tires, only fuel, and we're going to go to 94%, you see it on the left there, and we are out in P1. And by a margin, there's Robot Soul. The gap's 4.2 seconds. That's massive. So if I can give you guys some advice, if you can at all afford it, don't change your tires on this race. We skip to the end of lap 6 and we see the gap has come down to 3.4 seconds. Okay, it's still manageable. Lap 7, still 3.4 seconds. We keep it neat and tidy. The one advantage this car has, the Mazda, as we are about to start lap 9, 3.2, gap stayed very consistent. This car has insane top end. The Audi is capping out at around 270. This one goes easily to 280. We did lose a bit here, 1.4. I was a bit worried because that's where tire wear really started to kick in. It was really only the last 2 laps. And we are going to go through the bus stop chicane here to end the race already. Because, again, not much happened. I tried to keep it somewhat cautious, but still get a good exit, and I somewhat failed. So, look at the gap come down, 0.6. I stayed high here, 0.5. I was trying to get as much of a run as possible. The longer the distance, the more I knew I could probably pull out of it just by top speed that the Audi just doesn't have. And thankfully, in the end, it just about worked. 0.4. And we keep the lead and we keep the win ahead of the Audi. But that was a close race. So the Audi is actually a really good car, as is the Mazda RX Vision. For different reasons. The Audi is the outright fastest car around here. No doubt about it. The Mazda, if you don't switch tires, I think it's the better car around here. And even if you do, we're going to see this in a moment, even if you do, I think it's the better car. But let's compare the time. 1822 to 1826, that was the winner of yesterday's first race. And 1834, that was my second race. So this 18-minute 22 time was better than anything I've done in the Audi. So we get to race 2. And again, I'm going to go with this car. And I'm starting in P2, but really, I think I'm not starting in P2. At this point, I'm still thinking that, but you'll see in a second why I quickly realized that I wasn't starting in P2. I was starting in a slightly different position. I know it always takes a while to get started, but yeah, the Croatian in front, he was the pole sitter, but he really just kept the seat warm for me, you know, because heading into turn 1, he realized there's a corner and he gets a massive twitch and he is off into the Shadow Realm. He drops out of the top 8 and we effectively started on pole position. The best gift I could have gotten 5 days before my birthday. Thank you very much to the guy from Croatia. I appreciate that. Bit early for a birthday gift, but we take it. So, let's head to the end of lap 1. We pulled out a second to the Spaniard. And he was quick, I can tell you. The Spaniard behind Marty, he was quick. He was staying with me for the whole time, 1.4. But it never really rose above a second and a half of a gap. It never got to 2 seconds. There never in the whole first 5 laps was a 2 in the gap. So, you know, 1.3 here. And then all of a sudden something started to kick off in the in-game chat. Captain Emerald begins it. He's from Ireland. He begins it with a sorry. And I was wondering, okay, so there was some kind of incident. He apologizes. Fair enough. It wasn't his intent. And I'm waiting. Is there going to be anything else? And all of a sudden, Nutella is going to come in with a bye. And I thought, okay, well, he's going to leave. Surely the leave message is going to come any moment now. That he left the room. And no, it didn't. So I'm in the bus stop chicane. I'm still focusing on the driving. Obviously, this is some beautiful side entertainment there for me. I'm lost now, thanks. Okay. That happens. It's unfortunate. It's unlucky. And then all of a sudden, I will not repeat what was said there, but let's look what happened. This is the Frenchman, Nutella. And this is lap 2. And he's all over the place. He misses the corner just like 2 other drivers. And then he spins Trev out. Okay. The game says, yeah, you definitely spun him out. You get a 5-second penalty. It's great to see penalties work in this game. And I do somewhat agree. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think if this was a justified penalty of 5 seconds for Locatif or Nutella, whatever you want to call him, the Frenchman. Was that a justified penalty of 5 seconds? I think so. He drops down behind Trev, who he spun out. And that's where Captain Emerald comes into play. Because on lap 3, another guy spun. And there's a little shove. And Nutella is off. Captain Emerald drives off into the sunset, but gets a 4-second penalty. And at this point, Nutella is already fuming. He's actually writing already at this point. And, yeah, he keeps writing. And, yeah. He then actually left at the end of it all. And we are going back to our race now. As we are at the end of lap 4. So we're not going to pit just yet. Lap 5 is when we do. But Marty got a lot closer this lap. We made a couple of mistakes here and there. That happens. And he had really good pace as well. So he got closer and closer. And I thought, what do I do here? Is he going to try it into turn 1? It's not really an overtaking spot. But no, he wants to fuel save. Remember, he's in the Audi. He has to fuel save. So I was like, okay, well, we can keep the position then. That's cool. Missed the apex slightly there, but we still gained on him quite a bit. So that's good to see. And we're up to 6/10 now. We were at 2.5. And this was my strongest point, and his weakest was the exit of that corner. Look at how we go up. 7, 8, 9/10 a second. 1.1. We gained half a second just from the exit there. Easiest time gain in my life. So that's where the Audi seems to be somewhat weak, hard to control maybe. And the Mazda seems quite planted, quite strong. And, you know, went well. As we are getting out of the infield, back onto the oval. And try to get the power down early again. And we do, once again, over a second. So we broke the toe, we broke the slipstream. And we skip forward just a little bit in a second towards the... are we going to skip forward? No, I don't think so. I actually thought about skipping forward, but I just decided, nah, let's just run it through into the bus stop chicane. Because this is our pit-in lap anyway. And, you know, let's see what happens. And look at the gap to Marty. 1 second. 3. 5. He binned it in the bus stop. On the pit-in lap. And I thought to myself, thank goodness. And I made a quick decision here. I decided originally not to pit for new tires. But as we come into the pits, I do choose the new hard tires. Because I knew I had a gap of at least 7 seconds to the car behind. So I can still come out in P1 even after pitting for hard tires. So why not get the new rubber on the wheels? Why not? And it worked like a charm. The Brit, Brigadier Slow, I think he's related to James May, is now in P2. The Finn, Mojito, is in P3. Marty dropped to P4 because he also switched tires. Brigadier Slow did not, but he was about 10 seconds behind or 8 seconds behind, so he did not skip me. He wasn't able to skip me. So we then go through the bus stop chicane again, and you look at it. Look at the line I took. Where is that a 1 second penalty? Because I don't know. I've taken much more cutting lines through there without a penalty. But this time around I get one. You tell me once again. I think the track limits in the bus stop chicane on this race are slightly broken. I think they're slightly broken. We lose a second and a half from it, ultimately. You see the gap come down from 4.2 all the way to 2.6. And, yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. But don't forget, Brigadier Slow is on old tires, 6 laps old. I'm on fresh rubber. So we immediately increase the gap to 4 seconds again. And we then increase it to 7. He was really struggling with the tires. The Finn, meanwhile, also disappeared. And then by the end of lap 9, it's 9 seconds, but to the Spaniard. And so 1 lap to go. Fuel is definitely going to be enough. Not an issue. And we look at the bus stop chicane one final time. Marty actually gained 8/10 on the infield on me. And once again, look at how I take this bus stop chicane and tell me, where is this a 1 second penalty? I think this was all perfectly in the track limits, but the game says, you know what? Nah, it wasn't. I was very cautious because I was like, okay, I got 8 seconds of a gap. Just don't bottle this and you'll win. And while it was a 1 second penalty, it wasn't a bottle. So we get to keep that victory as well. 2 wins in an episode and 3 wins on GT7 already. I didn't expect this. I gotta be completely honest with you. And the 2 setups are gonna be at the end of the video for the Audi from yesterday and for the Mazda RX Vision. Both setups courtesy of Key. So go show him some love. There will be a link to his channel in the description down below. And with regards to both setups, the gear ratio was untouched. I did not touch the gear ratio. I only touched the estimated top speed or adjusted top speed or whatever it's called. I did not touch the gear ratios or the final gear. So that's exactly what it is there. No change, just so you know. But with that, thank you very much for watching, everyone. And I'll see you in the next Gran Turismo 7 video. Goodbye.